Good morning, Magic. I'm Gavin Verhey from Wizards of the Coast, and I am joined today by our Phyrexian Language Expert. I know all of you really liked the little hint of Phyrexian we talked about last time, so I brought her back onto the show for another fun taste of everyone's favorite metallic language. Welcome back to the show, Mary Kathryn.
Gavin.
And that's a word we learned last time, right?
That is the word that we learned last time. It is hello in Phyrexian.
Now, I remember reading the comments, and a lot of people were trying to learn how to say it themselves and deciphering it. Do you think they did an okay job? Any notes you want to give out to people back there?
Actually, I'm glad you brought it up because a lot of people thought that I was starting that word with an ah sound. I overemphasized the glottal stop to try to get it to pick up on the mic when we were doing that. And so a lot of people thought that it was ah, glottal stop ah at the beginning of it. But it's actually not. The word starts with a glottal stop, which is why it's so hard to say and so hard to get to come up on a mic.
And Mary Kathryn, you've actually gotten a job switch since the last time we talked, right? What are you doing now?
Yeah, now I'm an associate game producer on Magic Design, along with being the Phyrexian linguist.
That's pretty awesome. And I get to work with Mary Kathryn all the time and making her upcoming sets and products. So that's pretty cool. And I'm really excited for you to see some of what she's helped us create. But speaking of that, let's talk about the Phyrexian language. So if you've been playing Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, you've probably seen Jin Gitaxias there hanging out, causing all kinds of mayhem. A nice Phyrexian. You can go say hello to him. But near and dear to Jin Gitaxias' heart, if he has a heart, I'm not always sure how Phyrexian anatomy works, is Tamiyo, who has been completed as of the story of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. Talk to me about that a little bit, Mary Kathryn.
So you might have noticed that she's gone through some changes since her glorious completion. And it's not just that sick new arm tattoo she has. She's also gotten middle bits in her mouth that she needs in order to say certain Phyrexian consonants.
So when someone gets completed, like anyone out there in the multiverse, is this a thing that happens? They get metal things in their mouths? If I get completed, I get free metal voice things?
Yeah, it's one of the best perks. And in fact, it is completely necessary because you need those metal bits in your mouth in order to say certain Phyrexian consonants because they're accompanied by different metallic sounds. So lucky for us fleshlings, the word for hello doesn't have any of these metallic sounds, which is why I was able to teach it to you. But today, I think it's going to be more interesting to talk about the words that you won't be able to say, ones that do use these metallic consonants.
And there is a bit of Phyrexian out there that actually got released that you could hear with Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. Now, normally in a card game, hard to hear your cards other than maybe your opponents flicking them in their hands over and over again. But with Magic the Gathering Arena, you can play Tamiyo as a planeswalker. And when you play her, she has a little voice line that plays. And it sounds a little something like this. If you're a Phyrexian, that sounds like a pretty important line to be able to say. It's kind of a crucial part of the things they say over and over and over again. Now, I know that you are, for better or worse, not a Phyrexian yet, so you don't have those metal bits in your mouth. If us mere fleshlings wanted to try and say this, how would you go about saying it?
Yeah, of course, this won't have the metallic sounds on it, but the phrase is kapa ima sahak.
And of course, once again, with the metallic sounds, it sounds like this. All right, Mary Kathryn, walk us through this one.
She is saying all will be one. It's kind of hard to hear because it's an interesting sentence in Phyrexian. So this phrase is great for showing off the metallic consonants because it has 3 of them in it. So starting off, the k sound at the very beginning is accompanied with a metal clank. And then the p sound in that same first word has a snap sound, kind of like a metal snap on like a shirt. Then the sh sound is predominantly 2 pieces of metal scraping up against each other to get that sh sound. And the phrase ends with that same k sound that has that same clank.
So sound it out for me one more time now that we know that information.
Kapa, sh, ima, sahak.
So are there other metallic consonants, or are these like the 3 only building blocks of the language?
No, there are other metallic consonants. And the p and k sound that I mentioned in here all also have versions that don't have a metallic clink or snap to them. Also, the glottal stop that I've mentioned numerous times in this video, it's also a consonant, and it can be accompanied by a metallic clink. Now, it doesn't have to be. That's why I can say it and I can teach it to you, but it's more prestigious or proper or fancy, if you will, to put a clank onto the glottal stop. So if you want to impress Gintotaxis when you say hello to him, you would put that little metallic clank on the glottal stop.
So you're saying that Phyrexians have like accents almost?
Yeah, they do. Urabrask has an accent, in fact.
Wow, that's so interesting. The language is so well developed. I mean, every time I talk with you, Mary Kathryn, I'm just like, wait, really? Like, we built this in? That's so deep and so detailed. I cannot wait to keep doing these episodes with you and talking more and more about it.
Thanks, Gavin.
So it's really cool to actually get this in Arena, and I hope that in the future we get to do more things like this with a little bit of Phyrexian. Was this your idea, or how did it come about?
So this is actually Mark Peterson's idea. He was the one that approached me for it. So shout out to him. He also did all of the editing for the metallic sounds himself to make sure that it was absolutely perfect.
So did you actually say it and then give it to him to put in Arena, or how did that work?
So I did a recording. It's not what's in Arena, but it was given to the voice actress so that she could say what I was saying. I did it slowed down and sped up, just like I do for you guys.
That's so cool. I mean, you really get to be a part of this game in so many little axes by being the Phyrexian mother of languages, and that is pretty darn cool. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mary Kathryn, and I cannot wait to have you back again. Everyone out there in the comments below, I'm curious, what do you want to learn from Phyrexian? Is there a word you want to hear, or is there something that you would like to have Mary Kathryn back to talk about? Because, I mean, we could keep talking about cool things that show up in Arena, but if there's a word in particular you want, who knows? Maybe we'll make it happen. Although I gotta say, all will be one is a pretty important term. Can we get that one more time with your little fleshling voice there, Mary Kathryn?
Yes, it is Kapa Imasahak.
Kapa Shi Imasahak. How'd I do?
You missed the glottal stop.
Oh man, these glottal stops are killing me. I gotta practice more glottal stopping before the next one of these comes out. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Have fun glottal stopping at home. And remember, you got this. Here's a bit about each one of them. First up are the brokers. These are white, blue, green, and a faction of lawyers. And while they might handle plenty of more mundane matters, as you can imagine with criminal lawyers, not everything is always on the up and up. Next are the obscura. White,